that you kind of go, look what you could win. Look what you could win. That totally. Virgo, how you doing, Virgo? Welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be a reading from the 10th to the 16th of October. Have you seen your monthlies? Have you seen the collective monthlies as well? That seems really important because it seems to be affecting everybody. Okay, so if you haven't seen that, it might be good to, after this, go and see it. It will be linked at the end of this reading. Let's get straight in here. Let's just see what your overall energy is playing in for you, Virgo. So you're into your winter period now. You should be really getting your teeth into work. And that could also be within your relationships. It's getting your teeth into life, basically. Planning the future. Yeah, going through that portal. Really moving on with projects. And it should be a joyous moment. It may be difficult, but it should be joyous, even if it's difficult. I think you'll enjoy the challenge. And it's just a case here of just sort of saying, right, I'm moving from one stage to another. I'm moving from one year to another. And so the overall energy is about that. It's about moving forward, going from one paradigm to another. Let's see what's going on in your relationship side. No pressure. Taurus got a little bit like this message. Maybe this is an earth thing at the moment because I feel this for Capricorn as well. But it's no pressure in the way, kind of going, let's live life and let's see how it goes. Look on the bright side of life. Really, beneficiate the happy side of life. Yeah, you need to come out your shell, I think, a little bit, Taurus, Virgo. Sorry, I do apologise. Yeah, you need to come out your shell a little bit, I think, Virgo, and it's going to lead you on to a very long-term plans, because you're going to be yourself, installing yourself in your persona. This is me. Take it or leave it, sort of scenario. And you'll find there'll be a lot of people kind of go, yeah, I'll take that. Good, great. And those are the people that you can build relationships with going forward. So it's a real revelation about you and a coming of age in a way. We go through coming of ages, rhythms in life. We go into the Astroflower loads in the book about the rhythm in life. That's really important. Once you get into those rhythms, you understand those rhythms, you all of a sudden you could push forward at the most beneficial moment when it's good for you. So it's as you get into those rhythms, you're going to be able to realize that actually there's loads to do, and it can be difficult, but it should be enjoyable. Let's see how the universe is trying to influence that. So that an awakening moment, that dawning moment within you. That's sort of, I think it's like you'll notice little things a lot more. The universe is kind of sort of trying to sort of say, look at the whole system here. There's loads going on around you. There's so much possibilities in this world of joy and happiness, basically. Yeah, it's helping you to focus, I think, on the little things that make up the bigger things. So I can plant an allotment like a vegetable garden. Yeah, do a bit of homesteading as well. I used to do loads of that. I used to make all the purees for my kids when they were babies and stuff like that. Fantastic, I loved it. But you can, when you look at that garden, there is loads of different plants, but it's wonderful. It's fantastic, that garden. It's beautiful. But if you took the courgette aside, just say, yeah, it's beautiful, but it's not a whole garden, is it? And it's understanding the beauty of one plant as you put it within the rest, therefore you can then get that moment of, that's a beautiful garden. Look at that, wow. There's loads of stuff going on. You've done it in a geometric shape, flower beds or vegetable beds. And this is how it's trying to help you to sort of like pick out the little things that are going to make the big things just be absolute bliss for you. Let's just see how the guides are doing this. Okay, so as you're looking out and about, the guides, these guys here on your super subconscious level, so it's a very physical sort of thing, so it's coincidences and things like that. They're going to make you sort of like, imagine if you're walking through a garden of someone. I love that garden idea now. Walking through a garden and you just happen to sort of like your foot brushes a flower pot, and then you look down and you're kind of, oh, that's a beautiful plant, and that could go in my garden. They're almost, you know, putting things in your way so you notice them. Okay, that's what the guides sort of seem to be doing. They're stopping you from procrastinating and thinking. They're trying to help you to just live the instant moment, and how you envelope the I'm getting into my French here. Yeah, how you allow it to sort of like build into the whole, as it were, to stop that procrastination, enjoying one thing at a time, the little things. Let's just see. So you realize you're part of everything. So on the relationship side, you know, it's realizing the little things about the people within your relationships. I completely forgot we were on relationships, to be honest. I was just getting into the whole you, because it's about you this week. It really is. And, you know, noticing how the little things in those relationships, how the person sort of laughs, how the person, you know, what sort of coffee they drink, you know, what they don't like, what they do like, the little things that's going to make you sort of like bump into it, sort of saying, do you want a cup of tea? And they kind of go, no, I don't like tea. And that's that guide sort of kind of going, okay, right, that's a little thing I've just banked up against. Okay, so you don't like tea. And this is how you build that whole sort of scenario where you can follow that evident path. And it becomes evident at the end, because you're only going to have people around you who actually got some similar tastes of you, some things in connection with you. Maybe not absolutely everything, because that could probably be really boring for some people. But there's, you know, connecting with people in very particular and small ways. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence this conversation that is within you on the relationship side. Allowing yourself to laugh in public, allowing yourself to show that you're actually enjoying it, but also, this could well be the other side, it's a flip side to it. It's also allowing yourself to show to the public that you don't enjoy that. I think that's really important as well. It's being you, it's finding that evident path. And this is how in the conversation, kind of going, no, I don't like this. And realizing it, you know. But I think we're going to go back to that first one about enjoying yourself, because apparently there could be offering of love, offering of you know, communication, the sharing of a moment, and things like that. And maybe this is where the guides are sort of like trying to encourage you in your conversation within you, sort of saying, yeah, that'd be nice, let's do that. Let's accept that invitation. Let's just have this cup of coffee. Let's relax within the general public and laugh ourselves out loud. Yeah, there's a lot coming through for you, and this is a real new beginning for you, Virgo. You're going to really sense that I'm finally on my path, as it were, in regards to the relationships that are around me. Yeah, and this going through that portal could lead to a new offering of love for you. Okay, but the essential thing is being able to enjoy yourself publicly. Okay, let's just see how it's going on the job and the business side of things. What's the karmic message here? There's still work to be done. But at some point you've got to land it. You know, at some point the planning has to move to actually doing, and sometimes that can be a little bit difficult for you. And going for the, you know, I wouldn't say going in for the sale, because you're pretty good at that, but it's putting yourself out there. It's actually putting it in the public domain. It's like, when it's got to be done, it's got to be done. Yeah, it's a bit of a leap of faith here. It's got to, you've got to let go of one side of the river in order to get to the other. And it's a let go moment. within your job, within your business. So if you're looking for your career path, just allow it to flow. Just go with the flow. Just get in there, get out there, get involved. That's what it seems like. Let's see how the universe is guiding this karmic message. They're really trying to help you. So if you let it go out in the flow, if you get stuck in there, it's almost as like, let's take that analogy of going from one side to the river to the other. It's as if like the universe is going to almost send you like a tree trunk that you can just hold on to and you can just float from one side to the other. They're giving you a rite of passage here, the universe, really helping you out. But if you let go, so if you are worried about sort of going for a promotion or going for a job, or doing a thing in your business, if you sit there and worry and procrastinate, the universe can't help you. If you go ahead and just do it, the universe is going to bring you lots of help. And you got the Two of Swords here. So I think it could be difficult for you to do this. Maybe it's a case of security, and it may be a little bit, in French you say bordelic, which means be a little bit messy. It may not be absolutely perfect. When you got to cross a river, you got to cross a river. You've almost got to, like, you can see the vague path, but you got to cross it as you go. You got to deal with things as you go, and this might be holding you back a little bit. And the universe is sort of saying, "Come on, at some point you got to go." It could be your own fears that are holding you back. Okay? Let's see how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. They've got the carrot here. It's almost as if the universe is kind of like, you're holding on to the side and sort of saying, I don't know if I should go for that job or this promotion or change job or do this in my business. And it's almost as if the universe is tapping your fingers like with a stick, and your guides are sort of in front of you, showing you coincidences, physical scenarios that you kind of go, look what you could win. Look what you could win. That totally. You've got to understand that you've learned a lot in life, regardless of your age, because you're going to go for jobs and things that are according to your age. So whatever you've learned up to where you are now, you've obviously learned a lot. Now you can understand that the Hierophant here is like a teacher in a way, and you're going to school the world around you, how you go from promotions, how you go and get it, because you're very good at that, Virgo. You're very good at going out there and, making it success. But this time here, the success has got to be for you. So let's just say for a scenario, you were selling a house, yeah? You're selling a house for someone else. And that person there is kind of going, oh, I'd really like to sell that house because if I can do that, then I can move my kids to a better home. And you'll sell that house because of that dream, because you want to help that person, right? But now you should be kind of going, yeah, I do want to help that person. But primarily as well, I want to sell the house because I want the money. And I need that money because I want to explore life. I want to live. Yeah? And that's what's holding you back a little bit. Let's just see. And this is how the Hierophant can really help you. It's like teaching other people that. It's doing one thing after the other, having a bit of order that I say that may have been missing in going from one thing to another. It's going to put a lot of, the guides are trying to encourage that little bit of structure in your life. Okay, let's just see how the guides are trying to influence on the conversation that is in you. I think it's putting your nose in where not where it's not welcome, but it's more a case of like you've got to instigate, so you've got to interject. You've got to don't hold back. Don't be shy at all, which you're very good at. But this is for you. Don't forget, and that's where the difficulty may come in. And maybe it's a case of marrying those two sides. And it's realizing coming through at this moment here in your life, the overall energy is going from one side to another, realizing that your success is not just your success. It's also going to help out your family, your friends, your community. So your success is key to everybody else's success. So keep that in mind. And that's what they're trying to sort of like encourage you to walk away from that opening the doors for others and not going through the door yourself. That's a real lesson this way. And that's the Hierophant thing here as well. Maybe there was an aspect of this, because this is it. Once you start reading the Astroflower, we could be here for hours, to be honest. But, you know, it's whether you'd be here for hours, that's the question. You know, the Hierophant here as well is all about learning lessons as well. Learning that, you know, your guides are trying to help you to get to your ultimate desires and your dreams. That star, that's the star card in guise as someone who has learnt how to get there. The star card is wishing. This card here is sort of saying, I know how to get there. So go and get there. Stop procrastinating. At some point, you've got to jump in the water. Let's see how it's flowing over for the coming week and see how these sort of like playing together and how it sort of leads into the following week. Open, free meadows. A real, I can breathe. This is great space, possibilities, joyous spring days in a way. You may get the taste of a really beautiful future. It could be a Tower moment, but Tower moments don't have to be difficult and they don't have to be painful. Yeah, and they don't have to be destructive in a way. It's this coming back from here. It's also on this sort of side, sort of saying what is not good for you in your life is now the time. It's like when if you planted a garden. Did we talk about garden? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, if you planted up a garden, load of carrots. At some point, you've got to take some carrots out, pull them out. You know, that is the Tower moment, and allow the other carrots to grow bigger. So this is what this is. I think it's a really good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a fantastic thing for you. Okay? So yeah, if you haven't seen your monthlies, we've also got the eclipse reading coming out next week. So if you're going to subscribe, do click that bell so then you get the notification for that first eclipse, because then we've got another one on the which is the lunar eclipse coming out in November as well. There's loads of links in the description below. Also to our sister channel, Somatic TV. Yeah, beautiful having you here. I think everything's been said, what's been said and what needs to be said. In the meantime, Virgo, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.